Unsure, just cut more than you need, because you can always twizzle it up at the end. You're never going to be left with too much ribbon, so you can create really nice looking bows with this. Dressing, you know, it's like, what's a salad without the dressing, really, isn't it? People aren't looking to see if it's done perfectly, they're just going to be wowed by the bits and bobs that you've put on there, hopefully. Job done. Ta-da! Hi everyone, welcome back to another vlog. I hope you're all feeling very festive by this point. I hope you're not too stressed. I hope your Christmas plans are going to plan. And I hope you're making some time for some falalalalaaring, because that is the dream, isn't it? To get organised so you can actually do a bit of faffing and enjoy some festivities, like wrapping presents in a bougie luxury way. That's what I'm doing today, because if you've been keeping up with some of my previous vlogs, you will know I am an organised queen this year. This is not me bragging, this is me being super proud of myself. I am so organised to the point where it's actually starting to scare me now. I'm thinking, are you sure? Does this mean something's gonna go wrong? Like, I'm starting to panic a little bit. But anyway, today I'm gonna be making a start on wrapping some of Seth's presents. If you're new here, Seth's my son, he's 10 years old. And yeah, I feel like I've picked some wrapping paper which suits his personality. I always try and do that every year anyway. Try and pick a nice, decent wrapping paper for them both. But what I always feel like I don't quite do how I want to do is all the frou-frou on the presents. I never seem to get enough headspace to faff and make them as creative as I'd like to. So because this year I'm organised, obviously, I'm going to do my frou-frou. I'm going to do some falalalalaaring with you. And I'm not a pro, but I'm hoping that maybe this might give you a little bit of inspiration. You might be able to take a couple of tips away from this. And I've also got to give my mum the biggest credit, because most of this inspo is from her. She is the best gift wrapper ever. She's so creative. Her frou-frou is just perfection. Like, that's what she focuses on. And I feel like, you know, you don't have to go mega on your wrapping paper, because let's be real, it can be very expensive. Like, you can pay 4 or 5 quid for a roll of wrapping paper these days, and some of it is exquisite, but I don't feel like you need to do that to create a luxury look, if you like. So let me start by showing you the gift wrap that I chose for Seth. We've gone for this one. So it's like a brown paper base. He's getting older now, you know, he's going to be 11 in February. So I thought this is quite a grown-up paper, but obviously I'm going to add some luxury touches. So we got that one. We also got this one, which I'll be doing a few in this. I love this. I love just the traditional car with the tree on top. It's mega. And then for some in-between ones, just in case we run out of the special paper, I picked up some normal brown wrapping paper. This. I feel like this is key. Like I was saying about expensive luxury gift wrap, it's like, I'm hoping, I've not yet found it, but I'm hoping to find some exquisite paper for some of Nancy's gifts this year. But if I was to wrap all her gifts in this paper, it'd cost an absolute fortune. So for the in-betweeny presents, I'm going to go for brown paper wrap, and I'm going to do matching frou-frou to the wrapping paper, so they all kind of match and tie in and whatever. Again, I also think you can't go wrong with a solid base colour paper, like just a solid block colour paper, which is usually a little bit cheaper than your fancy luxury wraps, but you can dress them up. You can do a different coloured bow. Obviously, guys, you lot that know me, if I was using green, I would use pink to go with it, just for a real pop of colour. Anyway, let's get on and wrap some presents. That was a very easy one, I know, it's like such a perfect shape to wrap. But I'm gonna add a bit of frou-frou, show you what I picked up. Some lovely bits actually. So, I got these tartan bows. I'm gonna do something with these. I think these were like €2 for a pack of 2. Just a really nice touch, and I thought they went really well with the paper. And also, guys, the biggest beautiful thing that I think to do, which my mum started this in our family and it's sort of taken off a little bit. So, how beautiful are Christmas decorations these days? Like, you can get some seriously personal, beautiful Christmas decorations, but it's a bit, I don't know, some of you might think it is and some of you might think it isn't. I think it seems a bit silly to wrap them up because it's like, oh, it's a Christmas decoration. Anyway, some of you might think that and some of you might not, but the best thing I think you can do is attach a Christmas decoration onto the present, because then it makes the gift really luxury, like wow factor, yet you're not going to have that embarrassing moment where someone opens a gift and they're like, oh, it's a bauble. You know what I mean? And what a personal touch as well to get somebody a luxury Christmas decoration. Just think of how many years that is going to be on their tree. Like, if you're buying a gift for somebody, just think about what colours they have on the tree, or just buy something personal to them, attach it to the present, to the bow, voila, done. So like I say, that's always been my mum's trick. She buys beautiful Christmas decorations, attaches them to the gifts, and then you just use them year after year. So here's some that I picked up for Seth's presents. Let me just show you. So I've got some really lovely ones in here. I've got just some traditional baubles. These are a little bit cheaper, these ones. So these were €1.79. I just think they will look gorgeous added to some of his gifts. And so I've got 2 baubles, all very in keeping with the theme of his tree. But I like to think he's going to have these for years and years. Like, a lot of them hopefully will survive and just be keepsakes when he's older. Got a little Santa on a bike. I've got this one. These are all obviously to match the wrapping paper that I've gone for this year, but like I said, this is kind of the vibe that he has on his tree anyway, and I just think they're timeless. They're really traditional decorations, which hopefully will last a long time. How gorgeous is this one? I'm going to put this one on one of his main presents. Just a train. Gorgeous little bear. Another one which I love. Most of these were from Maison de Monde, but then a couple of others I picked up from Jiffy. And yeah, this one is beautiful. It actually dings. So it's like a little bell, and it's got that teddy bear soldier in the middle. This one as well. His first French Christmas decoration. Had to. Right, so I'm going to try adding some frou-frou, the hardest part. This is amazing. My mum tells me to get this. It is wired ribbon. So This was from Bougie. It was cheap, you can pick it up for cheap, and it just really helps when you can bend it and place it where you want it to be, because you can create really nice looking bows with this. And like I said, it just stays in place because it lets you like manipulate it where you want it. So wired ribbon is essential, so we're going to use that for some. We're going to use the other little bows that I picked up. Also, as I was saying about the Christmas decorations, just adding such a personal touch to the gifts, I picked up these, which I thought were really sweet, and this were like €3 for 5. How gorgeous are they? Just in keeping with the theme of his gifts, just really rustic and traditional. And yeah, we're gonna get going. If you're unsure, just cut more than you need, because you can always twizzle it up at the end. You're never going to be left with too much ribbon. So we will start on top. Make sure you've got a similar amount at either end. And to the back. And at this point you cross over like so. What you can do is use a little bit of tape there as well, just to keep it in place. There we go. Over to the front. Again, just use a little bit of tape to keep it in place. There we are, and that'll let you faff around with this bit. So I'm going to use some wired ribbon and just try out a technique which I've not tried yet, but it looks pretty simple to create. So you could either just create a normal bow, but I'm going to try something a little bit fancier. So I think you just loop it round, create a loop, and then twist, and then go again, keeping the bottom of the twists in place together at all times. I think that's right. Go slightly larger on each loop until you get to the middle. So it's got to be even at both sides. So say I do 4 loops on this side and then 4 loops again, so 8 loops. So the first 4 I'll gradually get bigger and then bigger to smaller. So just one twist, but keep them in place at the bottom. Then I'm left with this, and then I think we split it. You've got to keep it clinched at the bottom, like don't let it come undone. Oh, this is where a glue gun would be handy actually. Okay. See, I've let that one come undone, the twist. Don't let the twist come undone. What a faff, eh guys? The faff we go to. It's all part of it though, isn't it? Something else my mum does as well. If she ever receives a gift that's got a really nice bit of ribbon on it or just a nice bow, she just saves them. She's got a drawer full of all this kind of stuff so that when she needs to do a gift, she just goes in a drawer and finds some frou-frou, perfect to match. It's just a really good way of recycling. Come on, recycling is trendy these days, you know? Right, so all I've done there is just nipped round the bottom to keep that in place, and then that can be attached to whatever you want. Obviously you can manoeuvre it, position it and bend it in place how you want it. So you pick 4 for each side, just spread it a little bit. Don't worry about the bottom hanging bits, they just obviously look like part of the bow. Just have a play around, you know. Nobody really knows what they're doing, do they? You just gotta wing it. Ooh, that looks quite nice. Look at that. Yeah, I truly don't think there's any correct way of doing it. You just faff until you get something that looks nice. And then position your bow however you want it. Spruce it up a bit. And then I think with this long part that's left, if you fold it over down the middle and then cut diagonal like that, it should, yay, give the end of the bow really nice touch. So I think that's enough. I'm not going to add a Christmas decoration to this one because I think it's quite fancy already, but you could easily pop that in there if you wanted to. One down, a few more to go. And I'm just going to go for brown paper for this gift because I'm going to put a decoration on this one, and yeah, I'm going to see how it looks with the plain brown. I think this can look, like I said, the plain brown and a plain bold colour can look super luxury if you pick the right dressing, you know? It's like, what's a salad without the dressing, really, isn't it? This might sound really silly as well, but I always go just with a small piece down first because I feel like it holds it in place, whereas if you try and go across instantly, it can move and become sloppy, like loose. So always hold down, and then I just secure it with the across one. I'm going to go for one of these, I think, which when they've got wire on the back like that, it's really helpful because I'm just going to do the same again with the ribbon, just do a cross, and then you can quite easily just attach this. And then obviously I'm going to go for a decoration. So if I go for that, I think the Santa on the bike, how cute will that look? Oh, wrong way. So you start at the front so that the crossover is at the back. Seth's going to be like, what have you done to my presents? Just secure it. Oh, look at that. How cute. Look at that. Is that not the cutest? I love it. And look, they're all just going to be very in keeping with one another, like same but different. Also, just a little tip, now is the time to start saving your deliveries, like boxes that your deliveries come in, because there's nothing worse than attempting to wrap the most awkward shaped gift. So I got tons of these little boxes when I got a new Hoover, the Dyson. It came in so many little boxes and compartments, and I thought, do you know what? They are perfect. Like, they've not even got any branding on them, just the perfect cardboard box. So I saved a lot of these, all different sizes, just for wrapping gifts. Like, imagine wrapping nail varnishes. You could just chuck a load of nail varnishes in there and wrap that up. Simple. Same as well with your wrap that they use in shops. If you buy any delicate gifts or anything like that, usually they have all this kind of paper behind the till that they wrap your stuff up with, and it's just in mint condition. So I've saved that just in case I need to protect any gifts before I wrap them, or scrunch it up, put it in gift bags, things like that. Just start storing stuff because it comes in handy and it's just recycling, isn't it? Okay, so I've just wrapped a box of trainers, another very easy gift to wrap. I'm very thankful this year with Seth's presents, they all seem to be very easy boxes, which is a bonus. But like I said, don't forget to collect your delivery bits and bobs, your boxes that they come in, save those for your awkward shaped gifts. And if you really find the wrapping part daunting, you can always resort to your gift bags. You can still do your bits of frou-frou and your faff on a gift bag easily. You can attach it to the handles, you can pop a bow in the middle with bits dangling. Yeah, I think the thing is, just don't be scared to have a play around. As long as you've bought all your bits and your bobs in colours that complement each other or a theme, it's just an added luxury touch. It doesn't have to be perfect, like perfection doesn't exist. I've just done this one, right? And I think it looks quite good, but it was so difficult. Like, I tried a different bow, because the first bow that I did, as lovely as it looks, it uses a lot of ribbon. So I tried to stick to more of a simple bow for this one. And it was quite tricky. I ended up doing a knot and knotting this round and then hanging that, but it's worked. And people aren't looking to see if it's done perfectly. They're just going to be wowed by the bits and bobs that you've put on there, hopefully. So yeah, I think anything that you put more thought and effort into, it's still going to have that feel. So there you go. Did you notice earlier? I didn't notice this until I'd got home with all the bits. But this wrapping paper, I actually found the perfect deck to match. Like, look at that. So that one is obviously going to go on there. Job done. Like I said, not perfection, but I think it looks rather nice, and it's gonna have the desired effect, hopefully. It's like pretty wow, isn't it, when someone puts that much effort in? Probably not to Seth, to be honest. He'll just be like, Mum, it's taking me ages to get into my presents, but you know what I mean. Also, I picked up these, which I thought were a really good idea for kids especially. Bag of candy canes. I just thought, how nice would that be? Add a little candy cane to some of the gifts, just poke it on there, just creates another bit of extra faff, which is what we like. It's Christmas after all. This is by a brand, I think it's called Yogi, is it? And yeah, it's called Christmas tea. I was like, will that be nice or not? Because some of these herbally kind of teas, you're like, do you add milk? Don't you add milk? Anyway, this one, you can add milk, and I put a teeny bit of sugar in there, and it's just Christmas. It's like cinnamon and just, yeah, it's lovely. So let's show you some of my creations. Quite proud of myself, you know. Don't get me wrong, it was a faff, it was a real faff. There were stressful moments, there was, is this really going to work moments? Is there really any right way of doing it? I don't think there is. I think it's just getting on with it, being a bit creative, finding your way, doing what works. If you have to put an extra knot in there and an extra twizzle there and a bit of tape there, does it really matter? At the end of the day, it's just a bit of extra effort, isn't it? So let's show you what I've done. You've probably seen some of these already. So we've got this one. I just feel like that really works. Like the Santa's got a bit of tartan on there. The bow's tartan. Lovely. This one was probably the biggest stress, I would say, because I kind of lost my way with the bow. So I had to do some extra knots and some extra tuck-ins and whatever, but it worked. Like, look, I feel like it looks quite impressive. It's got the little teddy bear deck on there. It's staying put. It's, you know, I did it, guys. Look at it. It's fun. This was one of the first ones. I feel like this went really well. It was the first time I've ever tried this bow. It turned out quite good. Yeah, love that. I mean, it does help if you've got a perfect box to wrap, doesn't it? But yeah, that's another one. Then we have got the trainers. Oh, actually, I need to add some candy canes to the other ones as well. Just hook them on because I've got a full bag of candy canes. And I just feel like it's another really nice, simple little touch. We got that one. We got the little matching decoration on there. Lovely. This one was also a stress. Let me show you this one. So, can you guess what this is? It's a suitcase. I had to wrap it first about 3 times, so it feels quite padded because I didn't want the wheels at the bottom like going through the paper or anything. So we did a triple wrap, and then because it's big, it was quite awkward to do the, yeah. But again, I just had a faff, made some extra knots, kept playing about with it, put a cute decoration on there, and I feel like it's worked. So yeah, I've got a couple of decks over here which I've not added any like bows or fuss to yet because I'm going to wait because I've got a couple more bits to get. Also as well, if you wrap in like a lot of presents, because this is what I was thinking, like I need to know which ones are which. So if you put like all your fancy gubbins and stuff on the more expensive or special gifts, you can kind of direct, because I don't know about you, but I like to like say, oh, don't open that one next, open that one, and I like to save the best ones till last. So if you put all your frou-frou on the special ones, then it's a good way of remembering which ones to tell the kids to open and which ones not to. So yeah, we are done. Feeling organised. I want to get all this put away now in the cupboards, and still need to find a really nice gift wrap for Nancy's presents, and then I can get hers done as well. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed falalalalaaring with Fern. That's what I'm going to call this one. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're feeling festive. I hope everything's going to plan. I hope it's given you a little bit of inspo maybe, or if not, maybe you've just enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next vlog. Sending so much love. Bye.